If you like to make your career in IT, but you're stuck because you don't have a programming knowledge. So in this particular video, we are going to understand what are those opportunities which you can grab without having a programming knowledge, and you can make your career in IT. Okay, now let's understand first of all few things related to this industry. So first of all, as you can see, there are more than one choice, so you are not stuck at a single location, or I should say single position. Secondly, this is now more of a skill-based career compared to a degree-based career. Now we have to understand, like maybe 20 years ago, 25 years ago, if someone wanted to make a career in IT, they were supposed to have a huge degree. They were supposed to have a computer science degree or something like that. But now these days, career in IT is actually more of a skill-based career, if I may, compared to a degree-based career. Then not everyone is born as a coder. Now this may be a reflection for you. You may think like, okay, I know a lot of things, but yes, if I talk about in terms of coding, it is very difficult for me to learn what is a programming language and how that works. And finally, other jobs can be work from home as well. So we have to understand in IT, not only the programmer is going to have a work from home job, but yes, there are so many other fields as well where you can have a work from home jobs. When we talk about work from home, we have to understand what is the reason behind that. So you can see this is a Google Trends, and there we actually search for work from home jobs, and you can see there is a huge uptick in the middle. Now the date, obviously, if that is not visible, it is 29th of March. So you can understand what has happened in the industry. As soon as the COVID hit, 1 billion people were in the lockdown. Obviously, a lot of people who were in the market lost their jobs, and they were now looking for opportunities where they can actually work from home. Secondly, a lot of people thought like, it is burning me, I don't want to leave a new city, I don't want to go into a new city and spend so much money. Instead, I will stay with my parents, I will enjoy the locality of my city where I was born, my native town, and I will work from there. So work from home there. So basically what happens, this is the basic reason why a lot of people are interested in IT, but the only thing which is stuck with them is, I don't have a programming knowledge, how will I get a programming job, or how will I make a career in IT? Well, in that case, let's now dig deeper into the positions which you can actually apply for even without having a programming skill. Okay, so the very first position where you can fill in, I think a lot of audience will agree to that, is game testing. So basically here what you do, there are so many companies who are looking for people who can actually test out their game. They are releasing new games every single day, I should say every single hour. They need people who can actually play that game on behalf of their probable potential customers. Let them know what this game is all about. Is it friendly? Does it have what it is required? So obviously this is a very first job where you can actually become a game tester. All you need, like let's say if you want to become a mobile game tester, you have to buy a new mobile phone. If you want to become a desktop game tester, you have to buy a desktop or maybe Xbox or maybe PlayStation, something like that. But yes, here you can see you can actually become a game tester without having a programming skill. Now one thing which I want to mention, game testing is one such field which does not have any end. For a very specific reason, we as a human being are not going to stop playing games. Okay, now I want to understand from your perspective, when there is a new tech, what do? You simply go to Google, you simply come to YouTube and you search for that. How to use Windows 10? What is Windows 11? What are the features of Windows 11? Now, obviously, there are so many people who are into journalism, or I should say they are journalists. What is your job? You have to understand what this new technology is, and you have to explain to probably your mother, to your brother, to your sister who do not have a huge technological, I should say, advantage or the knowledge. So here what you can do, you can become a you can become a bridge between those big gaps. The person who has released the technology, the person who wants to understand the technology, and you are the person who is actually helping the person understand what this technology is. Now here you can do a lot of things. You can start creating YouTube videos, you can start writing blogs. Now obviously, as I mentioned, you don't have to have a programming knowledge to get this kind of a opportunity. Okay. Now the next type of job is a business analyst job, and now a lot of people will agree to that. These days, we are moving at a super rapid pace. Now, these days we talk about numbers. Now, every company needs a person who can let them know whatever numbers they have in the company, what you can do with those numbers, what kind of a potential revenue stream you can generate from that, or what kind of an advantage you can make so you can provide affordable services to your customers. So as a business analyst, you can play with the numbers without having a programming knowledge, and you can let know the company what are the different sources of revenue they can start generating, what are the ways with which they can actually improve the services which they are giving to their customers. Okay, next role is of a software consultant. Just like we need a consultant for the law, we need a consultant for starting a new business, we need a consultant who can let us know if this piece of software is useful for our company or not. Many businesses cannot simply take a decision just by looking at a demo of a software. So you can step into those shoes, you can understand, you can reach out to the CTOs, CXOs or the decision makers. You can ask what are the challenges they are facing, and if you feel like that the kind of software which you want, which you have in your company or which you are building, if you can sell that, why don't you reach to them out and say, hey, we have built a software, this can actually potentially solve your problem. I'll give a very simple example, WhatsApp, or I should say Slack. These are a few of the softwares which are actually helping companies collaborate, but a lot of people don't know if we talk about Slack. So what you can do, you can say, hey, we have a new software which is known as Slack. It helps your team collaborate without actually losing a data, and actually it helps you collaborate in much better format. If you don't know what is Slack, go and try to understand that. But what happens here is a company which cannot make a decision, you can actually help them make the decision towards the right step. Now comes software sales. Once you become a software consultant, you can actually sell the softwares as well. Now, I'm not saying this is door to door. I'm not saying that you have to cold call, but this kind of a sales is actually at the enterprise level where a huge, I should say, ticket size is there. You can go to a company, you can say, hey, you are not using cloud, why don't you use cloud? These are the platforms you should be using. You are software consultant plus as well as software sales. So this not only helps you understand and realize the power of software, but it also helps you generate an extra revenue stream. It helps your company grow where you are actually selling those software, and it also helps the customer. Now again, I want to mention, it does not require any programming knowledge or skill. Okay, so you may say, hey, I cannot be into sales, I don't want to sell anything. Well, what is the alternative? Well, the alternative is project manager. Now basically what happens, if you don't have a programming knowledge, that is fine, but the management does not have a programming knowledge, you don't have a programming knowledge, but the people who have a programming knowledge, they need to come on board on a single page. Now this is where product manager comes in. To the development team, they let know what is the management goal, what kind of an expectations they have from the development team, and they communicate the pain points of a development team to the management so that they are in sync. You are not going to develop something, but you are going to help, or I should say enable people to develop something so that your product or service which you are building can actually grow. And again, I want to mention, you don't need any programming knowledge here. Okay, finally, if you're looking for an opportunity which does not have any end, it is just starting, it is not saturated, well, that is cloud consultant. For a very specific reason, cloud is actually a evolving technology and it does not have any end to that. So if you feel like that you don't have a programming knowledge and you cannot be into sales, you don't want to become a product manager, well, in that case, I would suggest that you should become a cloud consultant for a very specific reason. This is one such technology which is actually right now starting out. And obviously, a lot of people could be confused, okay, what should I do and how should I become a cloud consultant? For obvious reason, you should reach out to the link which is given in the description of this video. Talk to our experts and understand where you are right now and how you can actually become a cloud consultant, because in India, if we talk about, cloud consultant makes around 10 to 18 lakh rupees a year, and more than that if you have an experience. But the most better advantage we get with cloud consultant is that you don't need programming knowledge, which is the major selling point for this career opportunity. So that is it for this video, guys. In case if you have a question, put that in the comment of this video. And if you need a career guidance related to what is the right path for you, obviously in that case, there is a link which is given in the description of this video. Click that link, fill in the details, and someone from our team will assist you with your right career path.